Alright fellas, let's cut straight to the chase. You need to start saying yes to more things in life. And let me tell you why. Now first, let's just start by saying you can't say yes to everything in life. There is literally a movie called Yes Man where it's just like about a thought experiment of a guy going around saying yes to everything that he's presented. It's a fun little movie, it's goofy, it's whatever, right? But we only have so much time and energy to do things in a given day, so I'm going to tell you about my experience and even how I came up with this idea in the first place, because saying yes to more opportunities really can change your life, and hopefully I can convince you to say yes more so you can change yours too. So I think the best way to start this video is just to talk about my personal experiences. Because after all, my videos are usually based on real world experience. Literally, the reason I'm even making this video in the first place is because I had some friends invite me out to go to this place where you basically just not even play golf, but you just practice like hitting the ball. Like I don't even know what it's called, like driving the ball. I don't know. I'm not a golfer. But yeah, it's just like a driving range where you go and like the ball just keeps popping up and you can just hit it as far and as hard as you want, and it's really fun. Like I guess it's called a driving range. Again, don't bash me, I don't play golf. But boy, let me tell you, that was my first time ever playing golf or even just using a golf club at all. Like I know nothing about golf. I've never even like hit the ball. And it was so much fun. I really liked it. Like, I don't even care about golf, and I've never even been interested in it. But this experience, I mean, hey, maybe I'll just hit up golfing. You're gonna watch this channel in 2 months, and it's gonna be called Evan Arginal's Golf Experience. I don't know. But this whole thing about me now enjoying golf and even caring about it is just because I said yes to one single invitation. That's all it took. I could have easily turned it down and said, sorry man, I don't even like golf. I don't even know what is a golf? Like what's an iron? I really don't know anything still. But yeah, take it from someone who missed so many opportunities growing up, all because they didn't say yes enough. And yes, I'm talking about myself. This is only a recent thing. I'm not someone who's like super adventurous. It's only a recent mindset change that made me want to do more things. So to preface, I'm basically someone who in the past, my younger self, I loved video games. Much like a lot of teenage boys growing up. They just play a lot of video games and that's all they do after school, right? But I would literally turn down fun opportunities just because I wanted to play more games. I mean, I look back and I don't think about all the extra hours I was grinding in like whatever game I was playing, like League of Legends probably. I just kind of wish I did more things. But I look back at the things that I did say yes to, the occasional thing I said yes to back then, and I never regret it. I never once thought, damn, I wish I didn't go so I could grind more. So I could get like gold or platinum or whatever the hell the ranking system is now. I definitely missed out on some great memories because I just wanted to game more. That just feels silly. You know, it's just... But I can't even count the amount of times I missed something because I said no to it, and then turns out it was actually a ton of fun. But I was too scared or like not in the mood at the time. Like, you know, just a bunch of excuses, right? Like the thing is, saying yes to opportunities is... it's tough, you know, it's not easy. And you know what, this actually segues really nicely into the next point, which is why you should say yes more. So now that you know more about my life experience, you know, like who I am, how my upbringing was, and how I am now, why should you, the viewer, say yes more? Well, here's the thing. You're more likely to get invited to more things if you say yes more. I used to always say no to things and I would always be invited out, but I would just always procrastinate and make excuses, and I just didn't feel like going, or maybe I was having a breakout or something and I didn't want to, I don't know, I didn't feel like being seen, whatever dumb excuse I made. And eventually I noticed the lack of invitations. I would just not get invited out anymore, and it hurt. It really did hurt. But the thing is, I presented myself as someone who didn't want to go out and enjoy, so guess what happened? I stopped getting invited. I mean, during COVID and a little after, you know, when no one was having hangouts because of the pandemic, then yeah, that makes sense. But when things started getting better, you know, like a couple years later, I would make so many dumb excuses to just not do things, and those excuses piled on, and I just stopped seeing so many invites, and yeah, it sucks. And what I was going to say in the last point is, if you always say no, you will be invited less and opportunities will close around you. You will naturally be presented with more opportunities if you signal to the world, yes, I want to do things, by saying yes to doing things. People can read it. It's not hard. You probably know a friend who always says no to invitations. Hopefully you're not this friend, but you might know someone who just always refuses, and eventually you just stop inviting them. That's exactly what can happen to you if you keep saying no. Start saying yes. Now, obviously, if you're a hermit and you don't even want to do things, well then, I don't know why you're watching this video in the first place. You should probably just keep saying no. I don't know, like, why are you here? This video's not for you. But anyways, If you want to be a person that says yes more, how can you start saying yes more? I mean, I know I can just give you some stupid advice like, just say yes. It's not that easy. And I know that because it took me this long to realize that, hey, I probably should start saying yes more. Well, I can tell you that it doesn't come naturally and it doesn't come easy. You will have to work for it and you will endure some discomfort in the process. Coffee break. But as you know, discomfort is how we grow as humans. So my main tip for you is utilize hype when it's in the moment. Usually when people make plans, you're already hanging out with them. Assuming you have friends that you hang out with, if they're hyping up doing something, don't shoot it down. Just be like, you know what, actually that could be pretty fun. And then just commit on the spot so that even later on when you don't feel like doing it, you already said yes to it. It's harder to turn down an event you already said yes to than just never saying yes in the first place. You won't always feel like saying yes and doing things, but more often than not, you'll go into the thing and you'll find it's actually a lot more fun than you thought. Just remember my golf example. I didn't give a shit about golf, but now golf is pretty cool. And then of course, we gotta talk about a mindset shifts because mindset is just so important when it comes to these things. I was someone who always had a really bad attitude going into these things. Like I'm thinking, man, I could be doing something else, or like, oh, this is gonna suck. I know, it's pretty sad, but this is how I used to think, and no wonder I would always say no, because if I'm telling myself everything is gonna suck, well then, why would I go? And even if I do go and I have that same mindset, then well, I'm just gonna make the experience more miserable. And then in future, I'm gonna wanna do the thing less. Like it's a negative feedback cycle that you just have to change from the mind within. So what if you change your thinking up? Okay, well, instead of thinking, man, this is gonna suck, or like, I don't know what to expect, whatever, then why don't you go with, I don't know what to expect, but it could be pretty fun. Or, hey, this hangout might change my life and it might actually get me some new friends or interests, or it could just be a good ass time. Like, I don't know. You just never know until you do the thing, but you'll never know if you don't do the thing. Not only that, but when you have a good mindset going into it, you give off like better energy and a better vibe, and people again can detect that. If someone's having a miserable time at an event, it's pretty obvious. Maybe they're not telling you, but you can tell like by their energy, their posture, their mood, all of this stuff. Like it all comes together and it signals to everybody like how you're feeling. You probably think you're doing a good job hiding that bad energy, but probably more often than not, people can detect that. Okay, fellas, well, I hope you did learn something from this video. I hope you say yes more. I hope you join my Discord, link down below. And finally, I hope that you drop a like and a sub.